Good evening. I am Dolores Talassi with the New Dawn FM News in English. First, the headlines. The Fed provide vehicles to support Bougainville's COVID-19 response team. Australian High Commission supports ABG with funds. Minister thanked donors for support. Strict enforcement of the state of emergency orders to protect Bougainville people. And Australian government supports COVID-19 operations in Bougainville. Now the news in detail. ABG has received 4 vehicles from Australia and New Zealand through the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade as part of an assistance package to support COVID-19 preparations in the region. The vehicle include 3 Toyota Land Cruisers and 1 Toyota Hilux were handed over at a small ceremony today at the Bougainville Partnership Office car park at Ujana. While there are still no confirmed COVID-19 cases yet in Bougainville, the vehicles will assist ABG prepare for a potential outbreak of the virus. Bougainville Health Secretary Clement Totavun said the vehicles will be invaluable in strengthening the health systems and delivering essential stock and medicines to health centers throughout Bougainville. He said the vehicles will support the provision of in-service training to health staff and in some cases transport the sick to the facilities to receive treatment. The Australian High Commission, apart from handing over 4 vehicles, have been contributing in many areas, as in providing funds to the ABG Health Department to run its essential activities in prevention of the COVID-19. Senior Program Manager of the Australian High Commission, Jeffrey Cobb, mentioned that the ANOVA follows the announcement of a 450-tonne facility. He said the Suin Health Center facility is designated as an isolation ward to treat patients and help prevent the spread of the virus. Mr. Cobb said more than 400,000 kina was also allocated to awareness activities for COVID-19 across Bougainville and an additional 100,000 kina provided for hospital equipment. He said the initiatives are a key part of Australian government support through the comprehensive COVID-19 response effort by the ABG and PNG as a whole. The ABG member for Bolave and Minister for Health Dennis Lokonai today thanked donor partners Australia and New Zealand for their continued support to Bougainville over the past years and until today. He made these comments when accepting 4 vehicles that were donated to the health department to combat the coronavirus problem in the region by the Fed in Ujana today. Minister Lokonai said that at the start of the virus outbreak, he had wrote to the DFED for support and the Australian and New Zealand governments have responded well to his request. He mentioned 1 million kina that has been deposited to the health department account to support the awareness program and other 500,000 kina that has been committed to upgrade the Suin isolation facility in the Hagogoe constituency. The minister also mentioned other support that the 2 governments are doing to support Bougainville in its efforts to make sure the virus does not reach Bougainville. He said that Bougainville does not have the facilities to combat the pandemic if it reaches our source. Therefore, we want to strengthen our efforts to prevent it from reaching Bougainville. The 4 vehicles would be distributed as 2 to remain in Buka and 1 each to Central and South Health programs. You are listening to the New Dawn FM News. The strict enforcement of the state of emergency orders in Bougainville is to protect the 3,000 plus population of Bougainville, says ABG Health Secretary Clement Totavun. The Health Secretary made the clarification today, stating that the SOE controller, the ministerial task force, and him have been getting a lot of criticism from the public for the strict enforcement of the SOE orders. Mr. Totavun clarifies that the only reason why they are so strict with the enforcement of the orders is to protect the people and to ensure COVID-19 does not enter Bougainville. He said the number of the confirmed cases of COVID-19 across the globe is still increasing, close to 3 million cases and almost 200,000 deaths. Mr. Totavun said the WHO risk assessment classification states that the global risk level is very high, which means Bougainville, being part of the global community, is also at high risk of the COVID-19. He said the people need to understand that the leaders in charge of the SOE in Bougainville are doing all they can to protect the health of the people. Now to end the news bulletin. The Australian government has given the ABG Department of Health 4 vehicles today and 1 million kina funding last week Friday to support the COVID-19 operations in the region. The 4 vehicles received by the ABG Department of Health were given upon a specific request to the Australian government for support by the Minister for Health, Honorable Dennis Lokonai, when the COVID-19 was declared. ABG Health Secretary Clement Totavun thanked the Australian government for the support and said this support will go a long way to deliver awareness activities and to support the regional to deliver the response preparedness plan in the region. Mr. Totavun said the support given to the Department of Health was timely and it will go towards supporting the COVID-19 operations and, most importantly, saving the people of Bougainville who are faced with the risk of COVID-19. This has been the New Dawn FM News in English. You can also see our news on www.bougainvillenews.com, www.bougainville.typepad.com. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter. You can also listen to us on New Dawn FM YouTube page. On behalf of the news team, I am Dolores Talassi. You have a pleasant evening.